Okay, so I'm just gonna walk everybody through what's going on here. I've also never done this before, where I'm actually recording my voice here, explaining what's happening in the video in post. I think I want to start doing this just because focusing on talking while doing boss fights and stuff is just really annoying. So I'm just gonna break down. I'm almost spectating to my Elden Ring gameplay. But anyway, I see the Carian Knight Moonrythll. He's over there in the doorway, the same way his brother, I think, Moonrythll, is standing before you get to Rellana. So I'm just kind of deciding what I want to do arrow-wise, and I decide on the serpent arrows, because human-like enemy, they're going to be weak to poison most of the time. I miss several of these shots, I definitely know that. I buff up just to get a little bit extra damage going. Aim for him, have to break the little thing that I definitely did not see the first shot. See, I broke it there, it falls apart. Now I can get a clear shot at him. There's one poison arrow, so the buildup is there, but I'm pretty sure with the amount of time that went from the first poison arrow I hit him with to the second time I hit him with the poison arrow, the buildup would have already been gone, so it kind of didn't matter. Yeah, and that one, I have no idea how that didn't hit him. It kind of like went right through him. But his hitbox is just crazy around the neck area. So I try to power stance with the great shot. I nail him. Then he just starts to evade. And at this point, I'm already kind of getting over hitting him with the bow. I hit him again right there. And yeah, we're just keeping it going with the arrows. And I'm just losing patience, so I cut it. Tried a few more times, couldn't really get anything. So I'm like, you know what, he can't really get away from the rot breath, so let's hit him with that. And it worked out. I procced him, so he starts getting that tick damage. And then I switch up what I was going to do. I don't know why I even tried to hit him with that. I knew that it wasn't going to work out. But then I switched to this, and I was like, you know what, this is probably what's going to do it. So I just nail him several times with this. It's doing decent damage, and he's still getting that tick damage from the rot this whole time. So, yeah, he goes behind the wall for a second, so I cut that out. Killed him, and show me the pop-up. Show me the pop-up. There it is. Moonrythl's Night Sword. Or Moonrythl's Night Sword. My bad. And then we take a journey down here to the chest. We're gonna get some fancy loot again. The Wolf Crest Shield, which I didn't even stop and look at it. I just wanted to keep going. So we go up. Come on, let's move here. Can we move? What are you doing, Tuv? Gee whiz. There we go. And then we're popping back up in here. I'm like, oh, there's an item right there. Can't jump over that gap, so it must be somewhere that we have to go later. Try rump. Time for joy. Because of the rump. Do you like that anus joke? Alright, so we talked to this ghost for a second. He just cries like a little bitch, as they want to do. Oh, America, I beg, give us a sign. How long? Yeah, a whole lot of nothing. I like to listen to what they have to say sometimes, because sometimes they do give you a clue on things in the area. Then you get the Rellana's cameo, which I'm assuming will work with Unsheath as well, the Uchigatana's weapon art. I haven't tried anything from this game yet. I'm waiting until I beat it to go and max stats and test everything out the same way I did with the base game. I'm just gonna cut through these Burger King boys. And do we go in there right now? I think we do. I think I cut as well because there was another misleading message on the ground. I was like, hey, is there gonna be a spot to get to a secret area? We are in a magical place. Let there be running attack. See, that's... I was like, running attack? I have never seen an illusory wall that's revealed by just a running attack, so that's what was my first, where I was like, maybe there's something going on here. I was watching another channel talking about how since Elden Ring has become so mainstream and FromSoft has become a bigger deal now, there's so many more people leaving these misleading messages, and it's become really annoying. So, I will recommend, there's a couple, I mean, Seekers is still good, but it's also one that, like, it's like the first thing you look up on Reddit is Seekers, is where everybody tells you to switch your group message to. I love this right here, too. The Waves of Light, or whatever the hell it's called. I will say, when I first came into this DLC, like, this obviously isn't the character that I'm running in the main series, but when I first came into the DLC, I was like, Shadow of the Erdtree, it's gonna be all about darkness and whatever, and I remember fighting the Black Knight and all that, and I was like, Holy is most likely going to be a strong ally in this thing, so I was like, let me find a weapon that does a lot of holy damage that I enjoy using and matches my build. So I went with this one, and it has not let me down once. It's kind of tearing through everybody, if I'm being real. This guy, I'm pretty sure I skipped through him. I just buffed up, beat him, and went around. He didn't drop anything, and we fought like 4 of them already at this point, so I'm just trying to skip through the buffer, the filler, if you will. And here, I'm kind of just deciding what weapon I want to use, because the only things that I heard about Rellana were that she was really hard, and if you beat her, you'll have no problem with the rest of the bosses, which I kind of found that hard to believe, because people said the same thing about Margit at the beginning of Elden Ring, and that wasn't true. So, yeah, I was thinking she's gonna be similar to Rellana, most likely, because she also had a moon, whatever, carian knight guarding her. There was an elevator up, and then, you know, we're in a magical place. So I started building it out the way I would if I was fighting an enemy that reminded me of Rellana. So I went Bleed, High Magic Negation, which this talisman you get in the DLC, which is just the Dragon Crest Great Shield version of the Spelldrake +2 talisman, which I'm assuming came in handy, but you'll see in a minute. There's not really much time to tell, if it helped. I switched to Eleanor's Pole Blade and the Godskin Peeler, which are my dual bleed flame whatever build that I've been running. It was a meta at one point, I believe. And obviously I'm wearing the mask that gives me extra dexterity. I don't need it, but I like it. I usually wear the Omen Smirk mask for the extra strength. Not even for the extra strength. If I'm being real with you, I just like the Omen Killers. I think they're really cool and their lore is sick. Here I'm also deciding what talisman to use, and then I realize that I'm turtle rolling, so I take off the gauntlets. There's another cut right there because I went through and seen, like, what can I put on that's light enough to let me roll properly, and then I just decided on not wearing gauntlets at all. Here I buff up. I eat the improved version of the boiled prawns. I drink the fervor. It grants you a period of fervor at the perfume bottle. Golden Vow, Flame grant me strength. I didn't even use Shabriri, or Howl of Shabriri. And then Black Flame's protection for the additional physical negation. And then I drink my Flask of Wondrous Physic, which has, I believe, Faith and Staggered in it, I think. I don't know. Doesn't really matter. I see the Phalanx-like magic attack. And then I use Frozen Lightning Spear. She's standing in water, so she's obviously going to be weak to lightning. And she's also weak to freeze, so this kind of just shreds her completely. There's a moment where she almost gets me, where right here I should have backed off and reset, but I didn't. I got one more attack in, and that cost me right here. It almost lost me the battle, because if I didn't heal right here, that last attack would have killed me. So I fully heal up while my Mimic takes the aggro, and then I just pummel some more with the Frozen Lightning. Trash can on the screen, because she got riggedy wrecked. And there she goes. Game over. I win. Get shredded. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed as much as I do, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye!